Good evening. Welcome to the Indian Embassy. I'm Rachika Chaudhary. I'm your MC for this evening, and we are very delighted to have a wonderful show today. As part of the Performing India series of cultural events, today we will enjoy a recital titled Two Dialects in Improvisation, Indian Classical and Jazz. These are performed by an ensemble of well-known and talented artists, and we are excited to have them here. And this team is led by Deepak and Ali Ryerson. Before I give you their detailed introductions, let me welcome Minister Sridharan to provide his welcome remarks and to brief us on this event today.
Thank you so much, Ruchika. Welcome all of you to the Indian Embassy. I was just telling my colleagues that we do quite a few events nowadays. And one very refreshing thing is that we see very new, many faces. For each of these events, we see new set of faces, which means that this is becoming a sort of hub in which we are all meeting under the theme of India-connected cultural events. And I have to thank Deepak for pitching this idea. We have worked with Deepak before, but we were talking to him about, you have other facets of collaboration, why don't we bring in? So then he suggested these eminent artists who are going to be here in DC. So we utilized it. Some things we normally don't notice. This is a Monday, working day, evening, and this is full house, and thank you all for joining us. And we look forward to this event. As Ruchika informed, we have series of events in Performing India series. And apart from that, we have Beholding India series, where we do exhibitions and film screenings. And we have Understanding India series, which is a lecture series. So we have quite a few series of events going on. This is a Performing India series. One thing unique about this event is jazz connection. Many of you may not know, when the African American jazz musicians in US were not finding enough venues, they were actually going to Mumbai and Calcutta and performing. So the American jazz musicians going to India started in 1920s and 30s. And if you listen carefully, you will find that the jazz influence is very much high in the Indian Bollywood initial songs. And that precisely because Bombay was the house, Taj Mahal Hotel was a house for the American musicians to go and perform with Indian musicians. And Mumbai, Bombay is the place where the initial Indian cinema came about. So the musicians composed everything, and the influence of American jazz music and Indian Bollywood cinema is very perceptible. So we are glad that we are continuing that tradition, and I'm going to leave it to Ruchika for that. Welcome again. Thank you.
Thank you, Dharan. That was such a nice cultural context for all of us. Let me introduce you to the artists this evening. We have Mr. Deepak Ram. And as I introduce them, Mr. Ram, if you could come up on stage for Indian Flute. Mr. Ram is a disciple of Pandit Hari Prasad Chaurasia, and he's known for his evocative performances in traditional North Indian classical music. He has performed in many countries all over the world and with his teacher. He's also learned beyond the flute. He's also learned the tabla, and he's done various other music theory and voice programs. Deepak has 8 solo albums to his credit and can be heard on over 25 albums as a session musician. Winner of several prestigious awards, Deepak holds a master's degree in music from Rhodes University, South Africa. He served as a visiting professor in Indian music at the University of California, Santa Cruz. He has lectured full-time for 4 years in Durban, in Westville, South Africa, and you can look on his website for detailed information. Please welcome Deepak. Let me also welcome Ali Ryerson, our jazz flutist tonight. With a career spanning over 4 years, Ali Ryerson consistently ranks among the top flutists in the downbeat jazz poll. Daughter of a renowned jazz guitarist, Ali Ryerson has carried on the family tradition and performed at various famous locations, Carnegie Hall, Kennedy Center, and others. She is currently at the faculty at Sacred Heart University in Fairfield, Connecticut, as flute professor, and continues to conduct master classes worldwide. She has her website as well, aliryerson.com. Please welcome Ali. It is my pleasure also to welcome Amy Shook for bass. Amy is one of the most in-demand acoustic bassists in the Mid-Atlantic, coveted for her huge sound and infectious driving groove. In addition to being a premier performing and recording artist, she's an accomplished composer and music educator and co-leads 2 of her own bands, the Shook Russo 5-Tech and the Fab Trio. She has performed at various venues, including the Blues Alley, Kennedy Center, and at the White House twice by special invitation. She has her website, Amy Shook. Please welcome Amy. And we have Frank Russo for drums and percussion. Frank is a performer, recording artist, and educator. He currently resides in Maryland and teaches at Towson University. Frank completed a distinguished career with the prestigious Naval Academy Band, where he performed in and led several dynamic ensembles. Frank has performed with very well-known artists and in many venues, including, I recognize Frankie Valli, Walt Wiscoff, Mark Wilson. He's performed on various continents, and he has his website, Frank Russo Drums. Please welcome Frank. Thank you, and now for an evening of some wonderful music.
Thank you, friends. Good evening, friends, and firstly, thank you to the Indian Embassy for hosting this event. For me personally, it's a great honor to share the stage with Ryerson, who's a world-renowned and respected exponent of jazz flute. And we met recently, and through her, I was so privileged and honored to meet and play with Amy Shook and Frank Russo. So, this is the first time, obviously, we're playing together, and we played before this for about 40 minutes on Saturday, so. The concert is called Dialects, two different dialects in improvisation. So, Indian classical music and jazz, I mean, improvisation is the quintessence of both these musical styles, but however, within very different laws. So the laws that govern improvisation in jazz and Indian classical music is very different. But the spirit of improvisation, and especially with amazing musicians like this, we don't have to prepare much. So we share the joy of improv, although our dialects are different. And we're not really planning what's going to happen in each of these. We have a kind of a list, but we're just going to enjoy ourselves, and hopefully you will too. So I'm going to let Ellie speak a little bit about the piece we just played and the piece we're about to play.
Thank you very much, Deepak, and it is our honor to be on the stage with you. Absolutely. Really. And on our behalf, thank you so much for hosting this wonderful event tonight. It's very special for us to be here. And thank you. We had to park, just like you guys. So we know firsthand how fantastic it is that you're all here tonight on a Monday night. Amy and I decided we're going to chance it, and a ticket is worth it. We don't care. So we actually just played a medley. Impressions, of course, John Coltrane, and followed by Footprints. And we were just actually talking in the green room, and of course the green room is never green, but we were just talking about how these standards of the jazz repertoire, they're over 50 years old. And that's amazing to me. The fact that they are as fresh today as they were when we all first heard them. Wayne Shorter wrote Footprints, and it really is astonishing, I think to all of us, that we still want to play all of these tunes. Improvisation is the reason. It makes it fresh, it makes it new every single time. And of course, the special part of being able to play the Western, it's a Western flute. This is an alto flute, by the way. But to be able to play with you, and to me, it's magic. It's absolutely magic, and this may be the first time, but it's absolutely not the last. So.
You bet you.
And actually, I have to correct you, because we did perform before. We performed in D.C. at the National Flute Convention.
We played one piece, though.
Yes, the National Flute Convention, and we played in the gala concert.
Don't hold it against me.
And that was in August.
Right.
So, yeah. So. Oh, there's at least 2,000 flute players who show up at the. I know. Even we have conventions.
We were outnumbered.
We were totally outnumbered, as it should be. So the next tune we're going to play, I think it's all blues. Is that correct? And that's a tune written by Miles Davis. All the composers you're hearing, all the musicians are. They are the icons. They are the historic figures who invented the language for us all. And All Blues was on, as I recall, a very, very famous jazz album, Kinda Blue, Miles Davis. So if I remember what key it's in, I think we're straight. Okay, so I think we start together, is that right?
Shall we?
And it's in G, right?
Yes.
Okay. You want to start and I'll remember you? Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you so much. Yeah, this is so much fun. It's worth the parking ticket, I can tell you that. Okay. I promised myself I wasn't going to introduce this tune the way that I'm going to introduce it, but I can't help myself. So I always used to introduce this next tune, which is Windows by Chick Corea, as one of my all-time favorite tunes, and I play it just about every concert that I ever play with a Bonsuri player. No, and all the other concerts as well. But about a month ago, I was lucky enough, I was working out in Santa Fe, and as it turned out, Wynton Marsalis and the Jazz at Lincoln Center Orchestra they were also in town the same week. So I was playing a gig the night before their performance. Wynton was there, he heard me, and he asked me to join the band the next night for one tune. So this is the tune that I played a few weeks back with Wynton, and it's Windows. Yes, we do Windows. Yes. Couldn't help myself. A 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3.
If I'm going to take a break from practicing this morning for a week or two, but after hearing this, I think, no. I wish I could hear you guys just sit there and listen to you guys. I have to work too.
We want you back.
You know, I've played here a few times and I'm always happy to play, but one thing always, kind of startles me, or not startles me is the wrong word, but gets to me, for lack of a better word, is these two paintings at the back of Rabindranath Tagore and Swami Vivekananda. The reason is my two older brothers were also my music teachers. The older one is Rabindranath and the second brother is Vivekananda. So every time I come here, I see my two brothers, you know.
We arrange it for you.
No, thank you. So maybe you can talk a little bit about Naima, but this piece, what I know from it, John Coltrane was influenced by Indian music at the time he wrote this, because he had this tanpura pedals and a chord inside. Maybe you can describe that. I think it was this time when he met Ravi Shankar and he was going to spend some time with him when he wrote this piece, so maybe you can...
Listen to this guy. That's what I was going to say. Naima.
Ryerson, Amy Shook, Frank Russo. So now we're going to do Rag Charukeshi. We're going to play it as a group. Amy is going to play a alap, and then after that I'll see if I'll play a little bit of an alap, and then Ellie, and then we'll have a conversation. And then I believe we're going to play a composition in 7, which we'll make up as we go along. But I'll start the rhythmic or the tala in 7/8 cycle, which I hear as dha dhin ta kit ta dhin ta tirikra dha dhin ta kit ta dhin ta, and we'll see what happens.
Do you mind if I count it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7?
Oh, okay. So we're going to conclude with two pieces. I'm going to do a solo composition now. Well, it's this composition is it's interesting. It's on my last album. It's called Midnight Dew. It's a strange title, I know. It's kind of a combination of sentiments of Indian classical music, but also it has elements of Bollywood in its side, and and some other elements too. So, and it's also based on a 12-bar blue structure. So, so I'll do the 8-bar thing, and maybe I'll do two 8-bar things, and then like pulse, and then this 12-bar and the form. This is E. Thank you. Thank you. So before we conclude with our last piece, thank you very much to all of you for coming out on a Monday evening, given all the restrictions of DC and parking and etc. And first day of the week. So Dharanji, Birwalji, Stephen, and everybody at the embassy, thank you very much. To Ruchika, thank you for everything. And so, what piece we going to conclude with? Afro Blue?
Also, our sound man.
Oh yes, of
Mwah.
course.
Thank you.
Leo, thank you
Leo.
very much. Jose, thank you.
Is that our drone? Yeah, sure. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Amy Shook, Frank Russo, Indian Embassy, thank you.
Deepak Ram.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let me welcome Sridharan to offer a small token of appreciation. Frank Russo. Amy Shook. Ali Ryerson. And Deepak Ram. Please give everybody a big hand of applause. And join us for a reception, please. Thank you.